Alright. I know you've seen the video title. Like, what? Sonic Frontier is gonna be the best Sonic game in 10 years? Like, what? What do you mean? This game looks trash. Alright, I gotta admit, when the game was first revealed, it did look pretty uninteresting. What I mean by that is that I don't think it looked really bad. I don't think it looked trash. Mostly because I knew, like, it was an early build, but, like, I didn't think it looked that bad. I kind of think people kind of over-exaggerated on how bad it looked. Yeah, it looked rough, sort of, but it was an early build. But now, we've seen more footage of the game at Gamescom, TGS, and we've seen more trailers, and this game looks like it might be the one. In the last decade, most of the 3D Sonic games have been pretty mediocre. Like, the last really good Sonic game that made me go, wow, that was a pretty good Sonic game, was Sonic Generations. After that, I don't know what happened. They released Sonic Lost World, made it a completely different formula than Boost. I don't know why they ditched it. But Lost World was pretty mid. And then Forces came out, and Forces is, Forces. I know we've said this during when Forces was coming out. Like, after Lost World, we were like, alright, this time Sonic Team has learned their lesson from Sonic Lost World. Forces is not going to be bad. It's going to be the return of Sonic, the return of form. And, yeah, like, obviously that didn't happen. But, I gotta say, Frontiers, I feel like it's actually gonna happen. Frontiers might be the return of good Sonic games. It might be. I'm not counting on it, but from what I've seen of the trailers and the Gamescom footage and the TGS gameplay, I'm gonna say it looks really good. Honestly, I don't think this game is gonna even be bad at all. I don't think it's gonna be the best Sonic game because, like, we have Generations, we have Adventure 2, like those games, and Sonic 3. But Frontiers is going to be at least, at worst, a 6 out of 10 game. I can't see this game being really, really bad. I can't. But at best, I can see this game being like 9 out of 10. Like, right now, to me, it's looking like an 8 out of 10 game right now. But yeah, I think Frontiers is going to be pretty good. Yeah, I can't wait for it. This might sound like I'm rambling because I'm just saying stuff from my head. I'm not reading off of a script or anything. So I'm just going to mostly be rambling here for a while. So yeah, sorry if I just sound very weird here. But yeah, when Sonic Frontiers was first shown off in the IGN first gameplay, I'm not going to lie, it was pretty rough. It looked pretty rough. I gotta say, it looked pretty rough. But I'm gonna say this. People were over-exaggerating on how bad it looked. I don't think it looked terrible. I don't think, it looks worse than Sonic 06. Oh, this game will be absolute garbage. I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking, dang, it looks cool, but I don't think it's gonna be like the best. It might be good. But that, I knew it was an early build. Some people were pretending, oh yeah, that's how the final game about to look like absolute garbage, stiff controls, boring puzzles, bad animations. But when I saw all of that stuff, I knew this was going to change in the final game and later demos. I knew it was going to change because, like, it's pretty obvious it was an early build. It was very obvious. Like, the unpolished animations, Sonic looking very stiff to control for some reason, weird graphics, like, the graphics looked good, but it looked weird. Weird pop-ins, weird frame drops. The pop-ins still happen in the newer demos, but pop-ins don't really bother me too much if it's not too obvious. Because the Frontiers pop-ins in the new footage, it's not that obvious. You gotta, like, actually look for pop-ins and stuff. But yeah, with the new gameplay we got, I think it actually is looking like it's gonna be a pretty decent Sonic game. It's gonna be a good Sonic game. I don't want it to just be a decent Sonic game. not just be it. I want it to be great, but like I said, I'm keeping my expectations in check because back when Forces was revealed, I was like, oh, this game about to be hype. And then as more gameplay was revealed, we already knew Forces looked terrible. They didn't have much to show because there isn't much to show with Forces. Like, that game is super short. But with Frontiers, there's a lot to show because apparently this game is going to be like over 30 hours, and this is the most content we've got out of any Sonic game. From interviews, that's what interviews told us. Like, it's going to be like the most content out of any Sonic game, which I could believe. Obviously, it's open zone and like 30-hour game, 30-hour game. I think the absolute opposite of the Sonic cycle is happening right now because, as we know, the Sonic cycle, this is how it goes. The game gets revealed, people are hyped, and then we get more footage. People are like disappointed in it. It looks bad. And then when the game comes out, it's bad. But the absolute opposite is happening right now for Frontiers. For Frontiers, when it was revealed out of the gate, right off the bat, people were saying it looks bad. But the more gameplay we've got, the more trailers, people have actually been saying it looks pretty good. It has improved. And not only that, but people who played it at the Summer Games Fest, Gamescom, and even TGS as of recently, people have been saying that the gameplay is pretty good. It's fluent, it's fun, they had fun with the game. And you might be saying, oh, of course they're gonna say they had fun with the game. They were able to play it. Like, they can't say it's bad when they're being interviewed about it. Well, that's not how it really works, because even in the Impressions trailer, not trailer, but like video that Sega made or whatever, there were like 2 people that said the game was like 6 out of 10. So you can obviously see that it's not a bias. It's just like their honest opinions, most likely. It's not a bias on like why people are saying the game is very fun. But yeah, with the new trailers and stuff, I really like the trailers too, compared to the ones in Forces, because the trailers in Forces were decent, but like you can obviously tell they were running out of things to show. But with like Frontiers, they're showing us all this cool crap. They're showing us different islands, different combat moves for Sonic. Super Sonic's gonna be playable against the Titans. Some cutscenes and crap. They're showing us all of that. We even got like a leaked audio of some of the voice acting from Sonic, and it sounds like Roger Craig Smith is taking like a different approach.
Looks like I'm the only one who made it out of that. Whatever it was.
Mortal.
Ugh. Hello? Key, huh? Sure beats being called a rodent. Are you saying I can rescue my friends?
It's between dimensions.
Yeah, okay, sure. How about a little context? Hello?
Some people don't like it, his new approach, but I think it's cool. The new approach is cool. I gotta get used to it still, because I'm not used to Roger Craig Smith sounding so serious. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then the cyberspace levels. The cyberspace levels looks like it's going to be the worst part of the game. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it doesn't look terrible, but the level design looks like it's Forces Link. The level design is apparently reused from other Sonic games, which I think some people hate that, but I think it's pretty cool actually how they remade the levels. Not how they look, because obviously we've seen this before. Green Hill, Chemical Plant, Sky Sanctuary. We've seen that before in Generations all over again. But I'm talking about the level design. Like, we can see in Green Hill Zone, it's a remake of Windmill Owl from Unleashed, which I think is pretty cool. That's actually really cool. And then there's a screenshot of Sky Sanctuary, which is a remake of, what was it? What was that stage from Unleashed? Yeah, Dragon Road. It was a remake of that. And then Chemical Plant, like, it's just Chemical Plant from Generations for some reason, without the 2D sections, which makes the stage like 58 seconds or something. I thought that was pretty dumb, but They also showed off the city stage, and the city stage, it's cool. I like the multiple pathways, like you jump through the orange rings and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I wish there were more hazards though. Like there's no hazards. Like the cars are just there. They're not moving. I don't know why they're not moving. And we got more footage of another city stage, which looks like a mix of Speed Highway, Cityscape, sorta. And the level design is straight from Cityscape and Sonic Adventure 2, which I was pretty surprised because I thought they were just gonna only reuse level designs from the Boost games, but they're actually doing stuff from the Adventure game, which I like this. I like the mashup of level designs. It's pretty cool, but still, despite all of that, a lot like things I like about Cyberspace, I think it's gonna be the worst part of the game. Because we even got more interviews from people who played it, who were saying like Cyberspace levels, Sonic's controls different. He feels absolute garbage to control. His jump is garbage in the controls, and the stages are super short. And there's even some stages that are completely 2D, but it's not gonna ruin the game. Like Cyberspace is not gonna ruin the game. It's just like a small part. And I heard it's pretty much optional except for like the first stage. It's just a tutorial stage. But yeah, the Cyberspace levels are pretty much like special stages. They're optional. There's other ways you can get Chaos Emeralds in the game. So I'm not gonna. If I don't like Cyberspace, at least I don't have to play it. I'm most likely gonna play those levels because I'm gonna 100% that game. But yeah, with more new footage like the TGS trailer, Supersonic fighting the Titans. This gives me a theory that I think Sonic's gonna have a new form in the final boss. Like, it can be a corrupted Sonic or whatever against like Sage or something. If Sage is the final boss, because I don't even think Sage is gonna be like the main villain. I think eventually the AI voice or whatever that like Sonic talks to is eventually gonna turn on Sonic. And then Sage was the good guy all along. Yay. Yeah, that's pretty much what I think is how the story's gonna go. The story, I know the dialogue is already gonna be good because we got glimpses of the dialogue, and it's being written by Ian Flynn. I'm glad Pontac and Graf are out of there. I'm really glad they're out of there. No offense to them personally, but I'm glad they're done with writing Sonic games. Cause Sonic Lost World.
I know the perfect spot to take care of you. That's funny, because I know the perfect spot to kick you.
Sonic Forces.
None of this is good, Vector. That's why it's called war.
Those stories were just... The dialogue in those games were not good. When it comes to the open world, I think it's gonna be absolutely fun to explore in the open world. The combat looks pretty fun, even though it looks kind of mashy, but I like how flashy it is. I like how you can do like special moves. Some of them are from the Sonic movie, it looks like, which I'm pretty surprised by. Like, what? A Sonic movie move? And then you can parry enemies, which is basically Witch Time from Bayonetta. Like, you can do Witch Time for some reason and just absolutely wail on the boss. I saw footage of that, and he absolutely destroyed the ninja boss by just Witch Timing it. It was honestly just funny to watch, but yeah, it looks fun. Sonic looks like he controls really well, way better than Forces, better than Generations, better than Unleashed. He looks like he controls way better, which of course he has to control good. It's open world. Well, not open world, but open zone. So he's in open space. He has to control well. You can't have him moving like Forces in Unleashed or Generation. Another thing that surprised me about this game was a drop dash. Like, what's the point? I'm glad that it's there. It's cool that it's there. But why add a drop dash where you could just boost? What's the point? And plus, I don't think this game is gonna have much momentum, so like you're not gonna be like rolling down a hill like with a drop dash. And I heard the drop dash, you can't move with it much. Like, you feel like very, how do I say this? It feels very stiff, I guess. Drop dash. So I don't know what's the point of having it there. It's not even an attack move, but it's cool, I guess. It's cool that it's there, but I don't think I would ever use it unless if I run out of boost or something. Like, it's pretty much how I feel about the spin dash in Sonic Rush. And I'm also surprised that he has the bounce from Sonic Adventure 2. I saw footage of that, but I don't know if I can find it, but I saw footage of Sonic doing the bounce bracelet from Sonic Adventure 2. And then he also did like 3 stomps, and then there's like electricity around him and crap. So I'm like, what? I don't know. And then he can throw Ki Blast now with like some of his combat moves, which I think is pretty raw. Like, when I saw those Ki Blast, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. This game is gonna be real fun, honestly. I have high expectations. Well, not like, I don't know if I should have high expectations, because just imagine the game coming out, it's absolute garbage, and then it'll be so sad. Honestly, I'm not even worried about that. I don't think the game's gonna be garbage, because even from interviews and trailers, it looks like Sega is proud of this game. They're not afraid to show stuff, unlike Forces, because back then when they were showing off Forces, I'm sorry for bringing up Forces a lot, because that game is just... The reason why I'm bringing up Forces a lot is because that was the game that got everyone, you know, scared. They were like, Forces was so bad. How are we supposed to trust Sonic Team with the next Sonic game? Which, I don't blame them. Like, Forces was a real disappointment. But yeah, with when Forces was coming out, they were barely showing stuff. Like, throughout the months, we saw the same few stages because they were afraid to show more because they were bad. But with Frontiers, they're showing us cool stuff. They're showing us really cool stuff. And it looks like Mario Kishimoto and Iizuka are very excited for people to try out this game, because in interviews they sound like they were pretty confident that this game is going to be good. They even said they're trying to make this the best game it could be. That's what they're saying, and I appreciate it. They even said when the game was in development, they had to like make multiple concepts for an open world Sonic game, because at first it didn't work. Apparently, when the very first prototype for it was very boring, according to playtesters. So they had to redo it and make the game more like Mario Odyssey, and not like, you know, seamless open world like GTA or, I don't know, Assassin's Creed. And people are really excited for this game too, because at Gamescom and TGS, Sonic Frontiers had a long line for people. It was so long that there was like some kind of contest that people did while they were waiting in line. That's how long the line was. People were excited to try out the game because the game looks interesting now. It looks really good. Even Sakurai played Sonic Frontiers at TGS and was like, hey yo, this game pretty good, I might pick it up. And I don't even think Sakurai is that much of a Sonic fan, judging off of Smash, but nah, I'm just playing. I think this game is gonna be real good. It's gonna be decent at worst. It's gonna be like mid at worst, and then absolutely outstanding at best. But right now, I think the game's just gonna be great. It's looking like an 8 out of 10 game, which I'm fine with. I would have loved for it to be a 10 out of 10, but I'm fine with the 8 out of 10 Sonic game right now. I'm fine. And then after that, they can go for the absolute best. Like, they can make Sonic Frontiers 2, and then it'll be the absolute best 3D Sonic game ever made. They could do that. Or, I don't know, Sonic Adventure 3, but I don't trust them with Sonic Adventure 3 yet. Not yet. But, yeah. That's pretty much my discussion. I sounded like I was rambling a lot. Like I said, this video's unscripted. And, when this game comes out, I'll definitely stream it. I'll probably, well, not definitely, but probably stream it. I don't know if you guys would want to see a stream or just a playthrough or something, or guides. But yeah, I can't wait for this game. It's gonna be hype. This game's gonna be super hype. But yeah, I just wanted to discuss Frontiers. I talk about Frontiers a lot on this channel. I might go back to doing challenges soon, but yeah, for now, I think that's it for Frontiers for me. I got everything out. I said everything that I think about Frontiers. I think it looks cool. It looks good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That might be my last Frontiers video until the game comes out. This might be my last one. Let me know what you guys think about Sonic Frontiers in the comments below and we could discuss it. But anyway, see you guys next time. Goodbye.